Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to talk about this Jets defense because through the first 4 games of the 2021 season, Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich's unit looks like the real deal despite all of the injuries that we have suffered so far this season. Jets fans, going into the year, I don't think we expected the defense to be this good, especially with Carl Lawson being out for the season, and then Vinny Curry, and then Jared Davis. The expectations for this defense was not anything that we're seeing right now. So I'm excited to break down my thoughts of what we've seen so far from this D and what we can expect from them for the rest of the season. So before I hop into the video, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Jets Media, please make sure you smash that subscribe button. And if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYJets_media. And if you enjoy the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. Also, if you guys want to check me out over on Touchdown Kingdom, my NFL YouTube channel, I just came out with the Power Rankings video, and then tomorrow I'll be coming out with my weekly predictions. So if you guys are interested in my NFL YouTube channel, Touchdown Kingdom, that'll be down below in the description as well. So now let's get into this Jets defense, guys, because man, there's a lot of talk about whether it's the defensive line, the linebackers, the cornerbacks, the secondary. I don't even know where to begin. I think we have to start with the 7 sacks that we got against the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. Not only are we dominating our one-on-one matchups with Bryce Huff, Quinnen Williams, Sheldon Rankins, John Franklin Myers, but if you rewatch the tape and you see what this Jets defense is doing, Jeff Ulbrich and Robert Saleh are creating mismatches and creating so much confusion for the opponent's offensive lines. And that's what I really noticed from the Tennessee Titans. And that's all scheme, that's game planning, that's Jeff Ulbrich and Robert Saleh absolutely being masterminds on the defensive side of the ball. One sack that comes to mind, John Franklin Myers, I think the Tennessee Titans were in the red zone. It was 3rd and 1 around the 10-yard line. And what happens? Bryce Huff, he's on the edge. Quinnen Williams right next to him. Bryce Huff immediately tries to go inside the left tackle, which eventually creates an opening for Quinnen Williams to do a nice twist around the edge, which creates a reason for Ryan Tannehill to step up right into John Franklin Myers. And that's just an example of a team effort to getting a sack. And there were 7 different sacks I could break down, but this one really stood out to me the most. There's so many different linebackers blitzing. Quincy Williams, CJ Mosley, Bryce Hall even got to the quarterback. It's not just like we have one guy absolutely wrecking havoc every single time. There's everybody around this Jets defense, and it's also not just from the defensive linemen. It's not from the edge rushers. It's not just from the defensive tackles. It's from the linebacker unit and even the cornerback group. Like Bryce Hall getting sent on cornerback blitzes. He looks like a guy that can actually, explode off the edge, confuse the offensive line. Same with the delayed blitzes that we're seeing from CJ Mosley. His first sack of the season, it came where he saw that Derrick Henry was blocking, so that means it's man-to-man. CJ Mosley's man is Derrick Henry, so if he's not going out there to get, for a pass, CJ Mosley absolutely destroyed Ryan Tannehill. So the sack was awesome, but we also have to realize the biggest reason why we had 7 sacks in this game is not just because of the defensive line dominating and the scheme and everything, but it's the secondary. It's Bryce Hall, it's Brendan Eccles, it's Javelin Guidry, it's Michael Carter II, even Isaiah Dunn made a play, even the safeties, Ashton Davis, Niesman, Wilson, all these guys, they're locking it down. And granted, I know Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, they were not healthy in that game, but you can only play who's in front of you, and there's NFL talent all across the board. I don't want to hear about that excuse because the Jets are just as banged up as any other team around the NFL. I know that we haven't really gone up against a top-tier talent yet in terms of passing and, these high-flying offenses. But so far, this Jets secondary has exceeded everybody's expectations. And guys, look at this tweet that I made earlier today, just to give you guys an idea of what this cornerback room consists of in the age. Bryce Hall, 5th-round pick last year. Are you kidding me? He's playing like an actual NFL starter. And then Brendan Eccles, 6th-round pick this year. Michael Carter II, 5th-round pick this year. Javelin Guidry, undrafted free agent. Isaiah Dunn, undrafted free agent. All these guys came 5th round or later, and Joe Douglas got every single one of these guys last year and this year in the draft, and you just got to give your credit to Joe Douglas to bring these guys in. You also got to give credit to the Robert Saleh and the entire Jets coaching staff for coaching these young DBs to do what they need to do, because without them locking down the wide receivers, the defensive linemen are not going to have a lot of time to get to Ryan Tannehill, so they're locking people up in the back end, and that is awesome to see. Now let's switch to the linebacker group. CJ Mosley is playing like an all-pro pro. He's playing like a Pro Bowl guy. He's playing like an $85 million linebacker, that's for sure. Jets fans, we've been waiting so long. We've been patient with CJ Mosley. We know what he did in 2019 against the Bills before he got injured. Looked like one of the greatest performances ever from a Jets linebacker in one half. And then he ruptures his groin, out for the season, opts out of 2020 due to COVID. And then here he is. CJ Mosley is a new man. His mind is what really separates himself from other people. And he's also in tremendous shape. He's so quick. He's in every single play. He's a thumper. He's calling out blitzes. He's calling out certain plays. And there's one play in particular that's so impressive from CJ Mosley. I think it was in the fourth quarter. The Titans were beating us all game long in that bunch formation, trips to the left. And CJ Mosley saw that they audible to that play. And if you're in man coverage on the defensive side of the ball, that is a mismatch for the Jets. So what does CJ Mosley do? He checks it from man to zone. He changes the entire play. Robert Saleh talked to the media after the game, and he said that nobody, and he means nobody, has ever done what CJ Mosley did in a Robert Saleh system by audibling from a man to zone, because Robert Saleh says that's not really part of their system. When you call a play, that's usually the play. But CJ Mosley has the freedom. He's the quarterback of the defense, and he completely switched the play, and that resulted in a sack on Ryan Tannehill. That is the example of how evolved CJ Mosley is mentally, understanding offenses like no other, and he's just all over the place. And I'm so excited that CJ Mosley is finally back and making plays all over the field. And another linebacker that is becoming a Jets favorite is Quincy Williams. This guy is playing out of his damn mind. He's so physical. He fits the Robert Saleh system beautifully. He is a guy that just loves to hit you hard. He hits Derrick Henry hard like multiple times. He blows up screen passes. He's everywhere. He also had a sack. He's the older brother of Quinnen Williams, as you guys know. This is a guy that Joe Douglas brought in the waiver wire, and he is making an immediate impact so early on in the season. That is great. He's a third-round pick from the Jacksonville Jaguars 2 years ago. He's in his third season, and he's only 25 years old. If he can be a guy for the future, he looks like the most prototypical Robert Saleh style of linebacker, because as you guys know, Robert Saleh was indeed a linebackers coach as he came up with the Jaguars, ironically enough. So he has a feel for developing linebackers, and you can see that he's unlocked a different potential out of Quincy Williams. I'm sure Jaguars fans are scratching their head on why Urban Meyer wanted to release Quincy Williams. So to finish off the video, guys, I just want to give you guys my expectations for the defense moving forward and what we want to see from these guys in terms of improvement. Because listen, it's not all perfect. There are some things that this Jets defense needs to improve on, and that is defending the screen passes. And Robert Saleh and the coaching staff, they know that they're going to be getting screen passes all over the place in terms of the opponent's offense, because they're an attacking defensive front. So what the offenses are going to start to do, and what they've been doing all season, as you guys have noticed, they're going to throw the screen passes, because when we have such an attacking front four and we are so downhill and physical, it's really easy for those screen passes to open up. So the Jets need to understand when the screen passes are coming, how to defend it, because there were a lot of times against the Titans that 3rd and 21 was inexcusable. McNichols picked up the first down off a screen pass. There's multiple times this season when the Jets have really not looked good in the screen. But on the flip side of things, the Jets mindset is, okay, if you want to just dink and dunk and take the screen pass and get a chunk of 15-20 yards, we're not letting you guys beat us deep. And I feel like that's the biggest thing I've noticed from this Jets defense, is they're okay with keeping it in front of the line, keeping everything in front of them. They're making sure that nothing goes behind them. They're locking down the back end. They do not want to give up an explosive play. The Jets have really only given up one explosive play all season long, and that was week 1 against the Carolina Panthers, that Sam Darnold and Robbie Anderson bomb. And that was Sheldrick Redwine that let that up, and he's not on the damn team anymore. So the Jets, scheme, their mindset is, okay, let's keep everything in front of us, because I have confidence in the red zone defense, because this Jets red zone defense has been spectacular. I mean, how many times do we see the Titans be in the red zone and time in and time out they had to settle for a field goal? The Titans were 5 of 19 on 3rd down. That is just next level defense. So what could we expect from the Jets defense going forward? So what I want to see is really making sure that we can get consistent pressure on the quarterback and making the DB's job a lot easier. As we know, we are still banged up with injuries. Hamza Nasruddin is now on the IR, even though he didn't really play play that much last game. He's more of a special teams guy because Quincy Williams really stepped up, and now he's getting all the playing time ahead of Hamza. But I really feel like this Jets defense potential is way more than we can ever expect. We also have to realize that the Jets DBs, they're young, they're inexperienced, and they're going to have some growing pains still, and they're going to have a lot of things to work on as the season progresses, and I'm excited to see their development because they are becoming a revelation. Can you imagine what this defense can be with Carl Lawson, Vinny Curry, and Jared Davis, and LaMarcus Joyner, and Marcus May? Like, it is absolutely insane what this Jets defense is doing, even with all the injuries. So I'm excited to see what this defense can do for the rest of the season. They're playing like a top 10, top 15 unit. It's not perfect at all. There's still some things they need to work on, absolutely, but so far, so good. Leave a comment down below your thoughts of this Jets defense. I want to make this video dissecting everything and my thoughts on it. I love hearing what you guys have to say down below. Like the video if you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Let's go Jets. Peace.